Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. I am Melissa P. Dunn, CEO of MD Marketing Network and founder of this Dunn Wisdom movement. Welcome to another episode of the Dunn Wisdom Morning Show. Today, we are kicking off our 5-part series geared specifically towards entrepreneurial women who perhaps are still working in corporate and they're thinking about starting a business, women who may well already have their business and they're trying to figure out how to get to 6-figure and beyond. All right. So today's transmission, boom, 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 boom. I don't know what's going on with my energy today. It's through the roof. But anyway, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 proven strategies that small business owners can use to increase their cash flow. Now, this entrepreneurial series that we're going to kick off here in the Dunn Wisdom Morning Show is brought to you by the 6-Figure Women in Business Summit. So let me just, play a little something for you so you can see what the summit is all about. Here we go. All right. So I hope that you'll join us on the 24th. Now let's get right into it. 6 proven strategies that small business owners can use to improve cash flow. Now, why do you think cash flow is so important? Well, I can tell you this. As a small business owner myself, cash flow is important because you got to make payroll, okay? Small cash flow is important because you got to make sure that your vendors are paid on time. Cash flow is important because it really is like the lifeblood of your business. And so there are things that you can do to make sure that you increase cash flow. Some people, like one of the main reasons I think why people go out of business is that they're not able to manage their cash flow well, or they don't have enough cash that's coming in that will allow them to sustain their current trajectory of their business, right? So this is really important for you to manage your cash flow and for you to have strategies that will grow it. So strategy number 1, and this one really seems super simple, but if you are figuring out how to make more money, how to meet your income goals this quarter or this week, collect where you are right now so that you can plan a really effective strategy that's going to take your business to where you want to go. And one way to do that is for you to know what's working and what's not. And the only way for you to know and what's not is for you to talk to your customers, right? You can do that by doing a survey. So a survey could be something as formal as using a tool like SurveyMonkey and kind of asking your customers what they like about your business, what they like about your products and service. How is your staff? How is your communication? Like you can really do a survey to ask those types of questions with a formal tool like SurveyMonkey, or you can really do an informal survey by randomly picking people and then doing it by paper. I personally prefer to do a electronic survey because a tool like SurveyMonkey will calculate the responses for you and do the analysis, right? And then you don't have to do it yourself. So certainly what I've done for my clients when I'm doing market research is for example, let me give you a perfect example. So I do a campaign for Live Healthy Miami Gardens in the city of Miami Gardens every year called Take Your Loved One to the Doctor campaign, right? And part of that campaign is for us to get people to pledge to go to the doctor. And so we develop a survey, like a 10-question survey. We work with a psychologist over at St. Thomas University to make sure that the survey questions are on point. and then we put it out to the community. Well, here's the thing. When you're doing social, when you're dealing with communities, particularly communities of color, you have to make sure that you get some diversity in age groups. You have to make sure that you get some diversity in religion, et cetera, right? So it turns out that if you want to survey seniors, it's better to go in person. You can't get a great response through email or social media, right? So we would go to the senior center in Miami Gardens and in other locations, the parks, events, and we would actually have paper survey for people to complete. And then we would go back into the lab and enter the survey results into SurveyMonkey. And then, of course, we're able to do the analysis that way, right? So those surveys are really important because then we're able to identify trends, what's working, what's not. So that's one way that you can collect customer survey. Another way is for you to do a focus group. Focus groups in particular are great if you're thinking about launching a new product, right? And you need to beta test it. Oh my gosh, do a focus group. You know, many of you might have heard me talk about my Manifest 90 program and how we were going to do a beta test, put together a beta group. That's exactly what that was for. And not only for me to test out the content, but for me to use the students as a focus group, for them to give me real-time feedback about what's working and what's not, how effective the course is for them, and really how effective my marketing message is as well, right? So focus groups is a really good thing. And then, of course, you can just pick up the phone and call people, honey. Just call people. But the whole point is to have a conversation with your current customers or your future customers. Now, one of the things we are teaching we have a project going on with the city of Lauderdale Lakes called LL Beams, where we're working with small business owners to kind of market their business, right? Providing marketing, coaching, et cetera, et cetera. And one of the things that I say is create a perfect customer profile for your business you want to launch, right? And then once you have that perfect customer profile, then find profile who are not yet your customers and talk to them. You've got to understand what their pain points are. You've got to understand how they like to be communicated with. You've got to understand how they make decisions when they're choosing to buy, and if the product and service that you're offering is even appealing to that audience, right? Because the people that you think who may be wanting to buy that product and service may well not be that audience. So you've really got to make sure that you collect feedback. Okay. Now, let me tell you this nice little tip, y'all. Word of mouth is one of the best ways to advertise your business. So I'm going to say that again. Word of mouth is one of the best ways to advertise your business. So that means that you should ask for referrals, right? So let's say that you are collecting feedback from a customer in a focus group or in a survey or an interview. And that customer says, oh my gosh, I absolutely love your widget A. Then the next thing you're going to say is, well, do you know anybody else in your circle who may also enjoy widget A, right? Ask for a referral and turn your customers into your ambassadors. You know, the truth is we love to share things that work for us. We do. We love telling people about things that are good and sometimes even things that are not working so well, right? So don't let your customers surprise you. Collect their feedback. All right. That's way number one to increase your cash flow. Once you understand what's working, then you can do more of that. Once you understand what's not working, then you can pivot and try something else, right? And then that certainly, if you do it right, should bring you in more customers, which then increases your cash flow. The second way, I mean, did you get that? Are y'all with me so far? Okay, now, way number two, get rid of products that don't sell. You know, and this can be challenging This can really be challenging. Here's what I've discovered in coaching entrepreneurs, in working with some of the students that are enrolled in my Lauderhill Shines program. I have discovered that sometimes we get attached to our ideas. We get attached to the way that we see the product and service being launched in the market. And really and truly, it shouldn't be about attachment. It should be about you being clear about the product. You should be clear about the problem you're going to be solving, who you're solving that problem for. Let me start over. You should be clear about the problem you're solving. You are solving that problem for, and the value that your solution brings, right? Be clear about the problem that you're solving, who you're solving it for, and the value that your solution brings. Once you're clear about that, then there's no need to be attached, right? It either works or it doesn't. It's either valuable or it's not. And if it turns out that your data shows that it's not, if it turns out that your sales receipt shows that it's not, pivot. We've learned the hard way through this pandemic that as business owners, as entrepreneurs, we've got to be fluid and flexible. We've got to, because you don't know when the market is going to shift. You don't know when another pandemic-style environmental catastrophe is going to be unleashed. And so you've got to be fluid and flexible. You've got to keep your fingers on the pulse of what your customers are saying about your business, and you've got to keep up with your sales receipt. So if you're not currently using a tool to log your sales and to manage your finances, listen, you've got to go back to the drawing board and make sure that you lay a strong foundation for your business so that you can, whether it's using QuickBooks or whether you're using a point of sales system if you're in retail or the restaurant business, you've got to know how your products are selling, right? So this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to pause, well, not while you're watching the show, but if you're watching the replay, pause the replay. And I want you to run a report and kind of do an analysis to see what your sales are doing, right? Run it for the last 2 or 3 years if you have that much data. And then you should be able to see you're selling, who's buying widget A, when they're buying widget A, and then you should be able to compare widget A to widget B, widget C. Out of those 3, what's selling best? Who is buying it, right? Now you want to take the success that you're having with the sale from widget A and you want to replicate that, because that's your sweet spot, baby. That's the part that's bringing you the money. That's the part that's bringing you the cash flow. That's the audience that really gels with you, and you want more of that. Now, if widget C is underperforming, then cut it. Cut it and find something else, all right? Do not take up your valuable resources by producing a product that nobody wants to buy, okay? So another thing for you to know about that too is that sometimes a large inventory can work against you in your business sometimes. If you give people too many things to choose from, they sometimes choose less than if you only gave them right? So be really strategic about your offerings. We don't want people to get overwhelmed by the number of choices, right? So again, my tip here, run the report, identify your best sellers, and do more of that. The weakest performing seller, the weakest performing product, get rid of it, divest it, move on to something else, and focus instead on your best sellers, all right? That's a really great way for you to ensure that you are indeed advancing your cash flow. So get rid of the products that don't sell. Way number three. Way number three. Why is that there? That is so incorrect. Let me edit that real quick. Way number three is for you to make sure that you pursue unique marketing strategies. Pursue unique marketing strategies. Now, I'm not just telling you that because I'm a marketer, I'm a business strategist, and I'm a success coach. I'm telling you that because it works, right? You know what marketing is all about, you guys? Marketing is the process by which you tell people your story. Marketing is a process by which you tell people your story in such a way that they are inspired to buy from you because you have done such a great job in communicating your value. You have done such an amazing job in getting them and in helping them to get to know you, in helping them to like you, in helping them to trust you enough, confident that you are going to be solving the problem that they have. That's what marketing is. It's about telling a story. It's about telling your story, telling the story of your brand. And once you tell that story, then they will buy. They will click, right? And then, of course, now you have them in your funnel. Now it's a matter of selling them and closing them. Well, hopefully you won't have to sell them too hard because you would have done such a great job of getting them to know, like, and trust you. Okay. So there are a couple of ways for you to market your business. Well, certainly we know that online right now is a great way to go. I know that there were a lot of brands, particularly brands who were doing live events. Now, my agency, MD Marketing Network, we spend a lot of time marketing live events. We did the Taste of Lauderdale Lakes. We had some conferences and events that we were marketing, but they were in person. And so once the pandemic hit, all of that shut down. I mean, we had like a 3-year contract to do a festival and that went away, right? And so when you build a business or a brand that is only focused on one particular strategy, then it leaves you very vulnerable. There were other companies, though, who did a combination of live events and digital events and online events. And because of that, their business boomed. They were able to pivot. They were able to bring in more customers because we were all stuck at home, right? And that's a really painful but valuable lesson that I learned in the pandemic, right? But what came out of that? The Dunn Wisdom Morning Show. This channel that you're watching came about because I was home during the pandemic and I wanted a way to connect. I wanted a way to talk to people. I wanted a way to teach and to share my knowledge, right? And so the Dunn Wisdom Morning Show was born. You know, so for me, this show, even this online talk show that I'm doing, it's a way for me to market. It's a way for me to brand myself as an entrepreneurial expert, as a brand strategist, as a public servant. So this is indeed a unique marketing strategy. And I'm also adding value, right? I'm sharing content that hopefully, if you put in practice, will help you see results in your life and in your business. So one way to pursue a unique marketing strategy is to look for ways to market online, look for ways to market through social media. And of course, do not sleep on traditional marketing methods. You know, one way too, like I mentioned earlier, ask for referrals. That's like as low cost, no cost as you can get. Ask for referrals, have conversations with people, look at your network. Who do you know that knows someone? Send emails, send texts, right? The point is, it's important for you to test different strategies. And then once you test it, stick to the one that works best for you. Cash. Cash is king. And I can tell you, as an entrepreneur, you don't have cash, it's a matter of time before you go out of business. All right. So I shared with you 3 proven strategies for small business owners like yourself to increase your cash flow. Way number 1, collect feedback, talk to your customers, find out what they want, what works, what doesn't work, and then use that data to refine your offer, use that data to refine your message, use that data to reaffirm their trust in you, and then ask for a referral. Way number 2, get rid of products that don't sell. And the only ways for you to do that is for you to make sure that you have a strong foundation in place for your business that already includes tracking the sales, tracking the products that you offer, right? So the ones that are doing well, continue to do more of that. The people that are buying from you, continue to target those customers because you want more of them, right? And the ones that are not doing so well, you know what? Get rid of it. Pivot. So, way number 3, pursue unique marketing strategies, right? Test them out, see what works best for you. The end of the day, cash is king. Got to make sure that you are able to get more cash flow, that you manage it well, that you make sure that you not only manage it well, but that you have it coming in consistently, right? So I want to encourage you, if your business is not quite where you want it to be. And listen, I'm telling you, I have MD Marketing Network, I have Dunn Wisdom, and I coach a lot of women who are looking to get to 6-figure and beyond. And I know that we all have dreams for our business. We all have dreams for maybe dreams of financial freedom, maybe dreams of traveling, maybe dreams of having enough money where you feel secure enough to start a family, to buy that dream home, right? We all have a reason why we started the business in the first place. And I want to encourage you to remain connected to your why, remain connected to the vision you had that made you feel strong enough, courageous enough, bold enough to take the leap into entrepreneurship. To your vision, hold on to your dream, and do not be afraid to invest in your personal, professional, and spiritual development. Because I tell you this, one way to keep cash flow from coming into your business is if your mind is not right, is if you do not have the right strategies in place to market your business, and if you do not have right foundation in place in order for you to get and grow and manage your cash flow. All right. So don't be afraid. Invest in yourself, invest in your dream. You know, you've heard me say before that success is an inside out job, and it truly, truly, truly is. You know, that's why at the 6-Figure Women in Business Summit, I am focusing exclusively on your mindset, the way that you think, the way that you feel, how you leverage the creative process to create more joy so that you can then attract more abundantly, right? So we're going to talk about the mindset. We're going to talk about marketing strategies, specific things that you do in order for you to grow your business. And we're going to talk about money. And, you know, with the money conversation, I am really going to structure that around scaling with government contracts. Now, listen, being a public servant, there are things that I'm learning now about the government contracting process that I didn't know before I got elected, right? So we are going to be giving out or kind of giving you the tea a little bit around how that process works, what you can do to ensure that you are successful. That you're ready to get a government contract, right? Because again, the whole cash flow thing. Okay. Number one. Number two, that when you get it, that you're able to perform well. And number three, that you're able to leverage the one contract to get more contract. Okay, so we're going to be talking about that. The Six Figure Women in Business Summit is not a summit for you to come and sit passively. No, honey, it is a place where you will learn, you will have fun, and equally as important, you will have room to take action. This is not a come and take a note and network and smile kind of conference. No, baby. It's a place where you're going to come to work. To learn, and you're going to come to work. We will teach you a concept, and then you will put that concept into action that day at the summit. So I am going to invite you personally to come to the Six Figure Women in Business Summit. That's the website. Go to sixfigurewomeninbusiness.com, register. And I think we are only having like 200, 250 people. So we only, it's limited space. So come through. All right. Let me share with you one more time. Sixfigurewomeninbusiness.com is where you go to register today. And I really hope to see you there. Remember, as always, be kind and loving to yourself because you absolutely 100% deserve it. Here is wishing you a fantastic week. Remember, you are your greatest asset. So invest in yourself. All right. Be well. Be well, everyone. Let me share this with you one last time.